Some people will scroll away from this without realizing they just walked past the moment everything could have shifted. If you are hearing these words right now, this is not chance, not coincidence, not background noise in your day. This moment has been interrupted by God on purpose. Something in you has been carrying weight for far too long. The quiet exhaustion of trying again and again with no visible change. The feeling of moving but never arriving. Of giving effort while life stays still. You didn't quit. You didn't collapse. You just kept functioning while quietly wondering how long a person can live like this. You have been faithful in the unseen, responsible under pressure, patient in seasons that kept stretching longer than they should have, and it has left you tired in places no one notices. The uncertainty about money, your work, the direction of your life, and whether your effort will ever pay off, has sat heavy on your chest. And even on days when you function, something inside you knows this pace cannot last forever. God sees that fatigue, not as weakness, but as evidence of endurance. But the reason this season existed is usually the part people aren't ready to hear. This is not a message to push you harder or demand more strength. It is a recognition that you have been holding together what should have already shifted. The silence you've lived in has not meant abandonment, it has meant preparation. The cycle you felt trapped in is not permanent, and the delay that made you doubt yourself is not a denial. The turning has already begun, quietly but decisively. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? And let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. These words are not distant promises. They are confirmations of what is already moving beneath the surface of your life. This season of strain is closing. The transition is underway, and what God has been arranging is closer than you realize. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, and your life is not stalled, it is shifting. What comes next will feel strangely familiar, and that familiarity is the confirmation. Number 1, the strength hidden inside a pure heart's boundaries. People often mistake kindness for fragility, assuming that someone who loves deeply will never draw a firm line, will never say enough, will never stand their ground. That assumption is their first and biggest mistake. When you carry the spirit of an earth angel, your kindness is not rooted in naivete or self-abandonment. It is anchored in boundaries that are deliberate, solid, and non-negotiable. Most people only notice the openness, the warmth, the generosity of your heart, and they completely overlook the quiet strength that protects it. So when someone attempts to take advantage, they are caught off guard. They expected access, tolerance, endless patience. What they encounter instead is restraint backed by conviction. They assume your compassion means flexibility, that they can push just a little further, bend the rules, test the limits, and the moment they do, they discover that your boundaries do not bend. That realization unsettles them. In a world trained to believe kindness equals weakness, they are not prepared for someone who can be gentle and immovable at the same time. What disarms them even more is the way you enforce those boundaries. There is no yelling, no drama, no emotional chaos. You do not need anger to be firm. You do not need bitterness to be clear. You simply state what will not be crossed, calmly, steadily, without apology. That quiet authority leaves them stunned. They wanted access to your light without respecting the rules that protect it. Now they are face to face with the strength of your self-respect. This kind of power does not make sense to them. They were prepared for sweetness, not sovereignty. They wanted the agreeable version of you, never realizing that real kindness includes discernment and the courage to say no without hesitation. What they now see is a wall they never anticipated, one built from love, clarity, and unshakable inner truth. And that is far more intimidating than anything loud or aggressive could ever be. Kindness without boundaries is not love, it's self-erasure. Number 2, a mind that pierces illusion without effort. An earth angel carries a kind of perception that most people never anticipate, a clarity that slices through falsehood with quiet precision. It is not loud or confrontational, yet it sees everything. This awareness recognizes masks, unspoken motives, and the subtle strategies people use to control situations long before words are finished. Others may arrive wrapped in charm, confidence, and polished language, believing they can mislead you the way they do everyone else. What they don't realize is that your intuition has already read the room. You don't just hear what is said, you sense what is hidden. You recognize who people are beneath the performance, and that alone is deeply unsettling for anyone living behind a facade. Those who rely on deception are accustomed to moving undetected, blending in, slipping past boundaries unnoticed. When they encounter you, something shifts. They feel seen in a way they cannot escape, as if a light has quietly turned on and revealed what they hoped would stay invisible. This level of discernment makes them uncomfortable, exposed, off balance. And the most disarming part is that you don't need to accuse or confront. Your presence does the work. Being near someone who perceives truth so clearly is enough to disturb the inner order of those hiding something. They may become defensive, restless, or subtly aggressive, reacting to truths you never spoke out loud. They sense that you've already understood what they tried to conceal. The irony is that they entered believing they would hold the advantage. Instead, without effort, without strategy, you do. What they fail to grasp is that your insight is not a tool for domination or display. You don't weaponize it. You simply perceive reality as it is. And that honesty quietly dismantles every illusion they worked so hard to maintain. For someone who survives on manipulation, encountering pure clarity feels like standing exposed under a light they never expected to face. Number 3, a soul that naturally commands respect without ever asking for it. An earth angel carries an authority that doesn't need to announce itself or fight to be seen. There is something in your presence that refuses to be overlooked, not because you seek attention, but because your energy speaks before you ever do. It is quiet, grounded, and unwavering, and that calm assurance unsettles people who are accustomed to being chased, flattered, or begged for approval. When you enter a space with that inner steadiness, others feel it instantly, even if they can't explain why. They may try to dismiss you, downplay you, or act indifferent, yet something about you lingers in their awareness long after. Unlike those who constantly look outward for validation, you radiate an unspoken knowing that your worth is not up for negotiation. This isn't ego or superiority, it's clarity. It's the deep recognition of who you are and why you're here. And that awareness changes how people respond to you. Those who rely on control through attention struggle the most with this kind of presence. They are used to people bending themselves into shapes to be accepted, adjusting their behavior to earn favor. When they encounter you, they sense immediately that you are not seeking anything from them. You are not waiting for permission. You are not trying to impress. Your focus is inward, anchored in purpose, values, and alignment with your own path. That independence disarms them because it removes their leverage. People cannot manipulate what they cannot hook into. What unsettles them further is that you are not competing, not proving, not performing. You simply exist, whole and centered, fully at home in yourself. In that still confidence lies a strength they cannot challenge or replicate. It quietly communicates that you do not live inside their world of approval and hierarchy. You stand firmly in your own. And that realization carries weight. It reminds them that real respect is never chased, never negotiated. It is recognized. And that truth, embodied, is far more intimidating than anything loud or forceful ever could be. Real authority doesn't announce itself, it's recognized. If this feels heavy to hear, that's because recognition always lands before relief. Number 4. The unbreakable resolve of a true guardian. An earth angel is never a passive observer drifting through life. At their core, they are protectors, standing watch over what is right, what is sacred, what must not be compromised. Many mistake their softness for passivity, their calm for indifference, their quiet nature for a lack of strength. That illusion shatters the moment darkness or injustice steps into their line of sight. When that happens, a different depth rises, one few are prepared to face. This is not loud resistance or reckless confrontation. This is resolve, steady, immovable, and uncompromising. Most people are used to negotiating values, persuading others to look away, applying pressure until someone bends. That approach fails completely with an earth angel. Their commitment to truth is not a discussion. It is not flexible. When something is wrong, they speak. When harm is present, they intervene. And when they take a stand, it is total. This surprises those who assumed kindness meant compliance. There is something deeply unsettling about watching someone so gentle become so firm without changing their tone or losing their composure. They do not rage or perform. They simply refuse to move. Their presence alone, calm and unwavering in the face of wrongdoing, feels like a warning without words. People begin to sense that beneath the compassion is a loyalty to truth that cannot be bribed, pressured, or silenced. This kind of strength is rare because it does not rely on force. It is powered by conviction. It does not seek dominance, yet it cannot be overruled. When an earth angel plants their feet, no storm, no intimidation, no collective pressure can push them aside. They remain steady, guarding what matters with a quiet intensity that reshapes the space around them, and that is what makes them formidable. Not aggression, not volume, but the certainty that they will not betray their values, no matter the cost. If this is resonating, stay with this, because the part that explains why this pattern followed you hasn't been revealed yet. Number 5. Silencing the noise through unshakable inner peace. In a world where many survive by stirring chaos, manipulating emotions, and creating constant tension to keep others unsteady, an earth angel's calm becomes a force few know how to confront. This peace is not passive or accidental. It is not a mood or a personality quirk. It is armor, a deep, rooted steadiness that does not crack no matter how loud the noise grows around it. Those who rely on disruption to gain control quickly realize how powerless they are when faced with someone who simply will not react. When you remain grounded, they see that provocation has no leverage. You do not flinch, spiral, or lose yourself in distractions designed to throw you off course. While others would unravel under pressure, you remain centered, focused, and present. And in that stillness, your power becomes unmistakable. For those who attempt to manipulate, your calm is deeply unsettling because it blocks their access. They cannot reach your emotions. They cannot hijack your thoughts. They cannot pull you into their storms. Every attempt to create drama, to spark reaction, to bait you into engagement, crashes harmlessly against the quiet strength of your inner peace. As they begin to understand that nothing they do is working, something shifts. Fear replaces confidence. They are used to reactions, to seeing people crumble, lash out, or submit under tension. Your steady presence sends a clear message without ever speaking it. Their chaos does not rule you. Their noise does not direct you. Their tactics do not penetrate your focus. And that kind of power doesn't feel loud. It feels still. It reveals that you are in command of your inner world, and because of that, no external force can control you. True authority does not shout. It stands quietly, immovable, beyond influence. Peace is not passive. It's power that no longer reacts. Number 6. An unbreakable spirit they never saw coming. People often confuse gentleness with fragility, assuming it means they can cross lines, apply pressure, or manipulate without consequence. But that misunderstanding is where they fail you completely. For an earth angel, gentleness is not weakness, it is a conscious choice. Beneath that calm presence lives a spirit forged through trials most people would never survive with their integrity intact. When they push you, expecting cracks, expecting collapse, expecting you to finally give in, they encounter something that shakes their confidence, a core that does not bend. The more pressure they apply, the more evident your resilience becomes. This strength does not announce itself or seek recognition. It does not threaten or perform, it simply stands. And that is what unsettles them. They are used to power that reacts, that explodes, that demands attention. But your strength is different. It is quiet, steady, immovable. Every attempt to provoke you, to destabilize you, to break your resolve, only reveals how ineffective their tactics truly are. Instead of unraveling, you remain anchored. Instead of retreating, you hold your ground. Over time, they realize that no amount of force can shake what is rooted so deeply within you. This unbreakable spirit becomes a mirror, reflecting back their own fragility, their dependence on control, their fear of losing power. They begin to understand that while they rely on manipulation to feel strong, your strength exists independently of circumstance, approval, or outcome. That realization is deeply unsettling. They expected resistance or retaliation, but what they encountered was endurance, a refusal to be diminished, a calm persistence that cannot be worn down. Your resilience does not scream, it waits. You were never something to conquer, you were built to endure. Here is the part that quietly hurts. Here is the truth that quietly breaks people open. Some of what you endured was never meant to make you stronger. You stayed longer than wisdom required, not because you were weak, but because you were loyal. You carried weight that was never assigned to you. And part of your exhaustion came from protecting things heaven was already trying to remove from your life. If something just shifted inside you, pause for a moment. That recognition matters. If that landed heavily in your chest, don't rush past it. That weight isn't sadness, it's recognition. And recognition always comes right before release. Number 7. A truth that burns straight through deception. An earth angel carries words that reach the core because they are spoken from alignment, not performance. You don't soften reality to keep others comfortable, and you don't participate in illusions just to preserve appearances. When you speak, it's like light entering a sealed room. People who survive behind masks are never prepared for that. They've layered half-truths, evasions, and carefully crafted stories to stay hidden, believing they can keep control by keeping others in the dark. But your presence disrupts that. Your words don't attack, yet they expose. It feels to them like a mirror has been placed directly in front of their soul, reflecting everything they worked so hard to conceal. The force of your truth doesn't come from volume or confrontation. It comes from authenticity that cannot be diluted. Excuses fall apart around it. Defenses lose their grip, not because you're trying to dismantle anyone, but because truth spoken without compromise cannot coexist with deception. You say what you see without agenda, and that alone fractures the narratives they depend on. When you speak, inconsistencies surface, gaps appear. The cracks they hoped no one would notice suddenly become impossible to ignore. For those accustomed to controlling perception, this is deeply unsettling. With you, there's no space to maneuver, no angle to twist, no story strong enough to override reality. The truth stands too clearly. This is not an aggressive power. It is quiet, steady, and relentless. It doesn't chase exposure, it naturally creates it. And for those who rely on illusion to feel safe, nothing is more frightening than realizing their carefully built facade wasn't torn down by accusation or anger, but simply by the unwavering presence of truth they could no longer escape. Number 8. Forgiveness that releases but never erases wisdom. An earth angel's forgiveness moves differently than most people expect. You may choose to forgive, not because the wound didn't matter, but because you refuse to carry bitterness that poisons your own spirit. Yet forgiveness for you has never meant amnesia. That balance confuses those who mistook your compassion for permission. They assumed grace meant unlimited access. That saying, "I forgive you," meant everything reset to the way it was before. But your forgiveness was never about reopening doors. It was about freeing yourself. When people wrong you, many rely on your empathy as an escape route, believing your kindness will cover their behavior and allow them to repeat it without consequence. That's where they miscalculated. An earth angel can forgive fully while still remembering clearly. You release resentment without surrendering discernment. You move forward without dragging the past, but you do not invite it to repeat itself. This is where the real strength of your heart reveals itself. You can show mercy without abandoning self-respect. You can soften your heart without lowering your standards. That boundary shocks people who thought they could endlessly test you. They realize your forgiveness is not a loophole. It's a line drawn with wisdom. While you no longer hold anger, you also no longer offer access. The memory remains, not as a weapon, but as protection. This duality unsettles them deeply. Someone who forgives without being fooled twice cannot be controlled. They lose the leverage they believed they had. There is no reset, no returning to the comfort of old patterns, no pretending the damage never happened. They are left facing the truth that while you are compassionate, you are not careless. And that realization, that a line has been crossed and cannot be uncrossed, often weighs heavier than any confrontation ever could. Number 9, a presence that quietly rewrites the energy of every space. An earth angel carries a subtle authority that reshapes the atmosphere the moment they arrive. When you step into a room, it's not dramatic or forced, yet something shifts. The air feels different. The rhythm changes. It's as if the environment itself responds to the frequency you carry. People who depend on manipulation, influence, or unspoken control sense it immediately, and that's where their discomfort begins. Your energy doesn't play by the rules they memorized. It can't be predicted, cornered, or managed. Those who are used to steering conversations, pulling invisible strings, or dominating rooms suddenly feel off balance. Not because you challenged them, but because you didn't. You simply existed without engaging in their games, and that alone dismantled the structure they rely on. Your presence doesn't beg for attention, yet it naturally commands it. It doesn't seek dominance, yet it quietly establishes authority. This forces others to recalibrate in ways they don't understand. People who thrive on creating tension, stirring drama, or controlling emotional currents find themselves disoriented around you. Their usual tactics fall flat. They can't read you. They can't hook into your emotions, and that loss of access unsettles them deeply. What frightens them most is realizing they're being influenced by something they can't name. You don't need speeches or gestures. Your authenticity speaks louder than noise ever could. The depth of your presence presses against their illusions, exposing how fragile their control really is. They feel it in the silence, in the stillness, in the way the room no longer bends to their will. They are left confronting a truth they hate to face. Power rooted in manipulation collapses in the presence of someone anchored in truth. And your unshakable energy renders everything they once depended on suddenly and irreversibly ineffective. Number 10. The fearless freedom of being unattached. Earth angels move through life guided by a purpose far greater than approval, status, or material security, and that alone makes them nearly impossible to control. While others cling tightly to people, roles, titles, or relationships for validation and safety, you operate from a deep inner knowing. You understand why you're here. You know your assignment isn't to please, impress, or secure a seat at anyone's table. That clarity removes the fear most people live under. The fear of losing something they believe defines them. You've already accepted a truth many resist. Nothing in this world is permanent, and instead of panicking, you find peace in that reality. This fearless detachment is what truly sets you apart. Those who rely on leverage, emotional dependence, or material ties to manipulate others quickly realize they have no power over you. You don't need to be needed. You don't need a relationship, a position, or a label to feel whole. Your sense of completeness comes from within, and that quiet independence unsettles people who survive by making others dependent on them. What shakes them most is discovering they can't threaten you with loss. You don't cling, you don't beg, you don't bargain for stability or recognition. You know that what's meant for you will remain, and what leaves was never yours to hold. This detachment isn't cold or distant. It's clear, grounded, and deeply free. When they realize they can't control you through guilt, fear, or emotional hooks, they panic. There's nothing they can dangle in front of you, nothing they can take away to weaken you. You are untethered, not because you lack connection, but because you are anchored to something higher. And that is exactly why you remain unshakable, no matter how hard they try to pull you off center. What can't be threatened with loss can't be controlled. Number 11. Unconditional love that still draws clear lines. Many people mistake unconditional love for an open gate, assuming it means endless access, no matter how they behave or what they intend. That assumption collapses the moment they encounter an earth angel. Your love is deep, expansive, and sincere, but it is never careless. You show the world that love can be vast without being reckless, generous without being self-sacrificing. Your compassion flows freely, yet it is guided by discernment. You give warmth, presence, and care, but only where respect is present. This is where people miscalculate you. They see your softness and assume entitlement. They think kindness means they can overstep, manipulate, or lean on you without consequence. What they don't realize is that your love operates on a higher standard. It isn't fueled by guilt or obligation. It isn't proven through self-betrayal. You don't bend your values to keep someone close. You don't diminish yourself to keep the peace. For you, love and self-respect are not opposites. They are inseparable. If someone truly wants access to your heart, they must first honor the space it lives in. That truth unsettles those who believed your grace was something they could exploit. They slowly discover that your love has limits, not because you lack compassion, but because you value integrity. You are not a dumping ground for unresolved pain. You are not a refuge for repeated disrespect. Your love is powerful precisely because it is discerning. It invites growth, accountability, and mutual regard. And when people realize they cannot misuse your kindness or bypass your boundaries, they are left confused. They never expected someone who loves so deeply to stand so firmly. Yet that is your strength. You prove that real love does not abandon the self. It protects it, and that realization often lingers with them long after they lose access to what they failed to respect. Number 12. The quiet power of walking away without turning back. The greatest strength an earth angel carries is the ability to leave any space, connection, or situation that no longer aligns with their higher calling. This isn't just about physical distance. It's about departing with a calm clarity that others can't understand. There's no resentment, no inner debate, no replaying of old conversations. There is simply a settled knowing that what lies ahead is truer than what is being left behind. This is what shakes those who believed they had you anchored to them, to their chaos, their expectations, their emotional gravity. Your kindness made them assume permanence. They thought your patience meant permanence. They believed your compassion meant you would always stay, always explain, always endure. They mistook your warmth for something they could depend on indefinitely. But when you step away without drama, without guilt, without looking back, something in them collapses. It becomes clear that your loyalty is not automatic. It is sacred, selective, and earned. You are not bound by obligation or fear of disappointing others. You do not remain where your spirit is diminished or your peace is compromised. When a place no longer supports your growth, your purpose, or your well-being, you leave with dignity and self-respect intact. That is the part they never prepared for. They assumed they could always pull you back, always appeal to your empathy, always keep you tethered by history or expectation. What they didn't see was the moment you chose yourself. Walking away calmly is louder than anything you could ever explain. It signals that you know when a chapter has ended and you trust yourself enough to close it fully. This ability unsettles them deeply because it proves they never truly had control. Long after you're gone, the question lingers in their mind, not why you left, but why they couldn't keep you. And that unanswered question follows them far longer than your presence ever did. Number 13. The silent aftershock you leave behind. One truth few people talk about is this: an earth angel's impact doesn't end when they walk away. In many ways, that's when it truly begins. Long after you've removed yourself from a space, a relationship, or a dynamic that no longer aligned, the ripple of your presence continues to move through it. People start noticing what feels different. The energy shifts, the silence grows louder. The absence of your steady spirit exposes what was being held together by your grace alone. What once felt functional begins to unravel, not because you caused destruction, but because you were the stabilizing force they never acknowledged. This is deeply unsettling for those who assumed you were replaceable. They expected life to continue exactly the same without you, only to realize that your presence had been quietly absorbing tension, softening conflict, and grounding chaos. Without you, unresolved issues surface, cracks widen, patterns repeat more loudly, and suddenly they're forced to confront what they avoided while you were there. You didn't leave to teach a lesson, but a lesson remains. Your departure becomes a mirror, revealing who valued you, who depended on you, and who underestimated your role. Some will feel regret, others will feel confusion. A few may even try to rewrite the narrative to ease their discomfort. But the truth settles in slowly and unmistakably. You were never just passing through. You were a catalyst. And catalysts are rarely celebrated while present, only understood once they're gone. This is another layer of your power. You don't need to stay to be impactful. You don't need to argue, prove, or explain. Your alignment speaks louder than your proximity ever could. The space you leave behind continues to echo with the standard you carried, the peace you embodied, and the integrity you refused to compromise. That echo lingers, quietly reshaping everything it touches. Recognition only happens when truth arrives on time, and nothing in you responded by accident. Everything you have felt while listening to these words matters. Every reaction in your body, every quiet recognition in your spirit, every moment where something inside you softened or settled. Nothing about your journey has been accidental, and nothing about your timing has been wrong. You are not behind, you are not forgotten, and you have not missed what was meant for you. The path you have walked, even the heavy and confusing parts, has been forming you gently and precisely for this season. What feels unfinished is still unfolding, and what feels uncertain is already being held. You are allowed to rest here, to breathe without striving, to trust that you are seen and accompanied even in the quiet. Stay with this stillness for a moment longer, allowing your heart to remain open as we move softly into the prayer that follows. If you feel safe to do so, you are welcome to leave a few words in the comments about what your heart is carrying right now. A quiet hope, a hidden fear, a question you have never spoken out loud, or a weight you have held for too long. Writing it here is not just a comment, it is an act of release, a gentle placing of your story before God, who sees, hears, and holds you with care in His perfect timing. If this moment brought comfort, you may share it with someone who needs the same reassurance, and subscribe if you wish to remain in this shared space. You are not alone, and this moment is being held in grace.